Hi guys, welcome to this video. So in this video, it's entirely for the beginners like who are going to start working on Creo and who have not if like they have not even worked in any CAD software. So for them, I recommend you to watch this video without skipping it. So you will come to know about some basic information like what this and Creo software is doing and how we can create sketch parts or 3D parts and what are all the tools available. And I try to cover the entire tool available here, like which I have known in this video. But if it is not available, if I'm not informed or if I'm not teach you guys about these tools, means you can simply comment below. Like I will put more videos about the tool. So once you open Creo, this interface will appear on your system. So this is the home screen for this Creo software. So in this top, as you can see, so there will be a new option. So which is used to create a new model or a part or a assembly or a drawing or a format. So you can use this for creating new. And if you this option, this open option is uh, yeah, it's about if you have saved any parts, if you need to open that part, you can directly click on open and you can select that part and you can also click on open here. And then if you have not saved your part or if you have saved your part but you have not fixed your location or you just turning off your laptop suddenly, so then if you missed to save that part, you can also directly go for open last session. You can use this option, and this is called as select working directory. It's nothing but we have to select a particular folder like in which our part will be stored. So like I recommend you guys, like if you are going to create any part or assemble or drawing, you first go on with this working directory option. At first you need to click on this working directory option and you have to create a folder, or else that's a folder which you have already created. You have to select that folder and you click on OK. If you click on OK, now you can create n number of parts here and assemblies here, and you can just click on this save button. It will be automatically moved for that working directory. Okay. So in the top, I think this is enough for you guys. And in bottom also, you can also directly go for desktop and directly go for CAD models. Like I haven't saved any parts here. So if you have saved any parts, you can directly click on that and you can open it here also instead of using this open tool. So let's start with the sketch. So I'm going to click on new. After clicking on new, you will see some pop-up window here. So it's nothing but you can create a layout or a sketch or a part or a assembly or a drawing format or a notebook. So I'm going to start with part. So I'll go and teach you how this part is working and what's the purpose of using this part option. Okay. After you selecting part, you can directly select your subtype here, whether it is a solid or a sheet metal. Like sheet metal, I have uploaded some videos like how to do some yeah, like press forging or press or bending option. Like I have put several videos for sheet metal. If you guys need more information about the sheet metal, so I will try to put more videos based on the sheet metal, like how to create sketch at the sheet metal and how to use and the bend tool or press tool, like whenever it is used in sheet metal, I will try to put videos. So like if you have to create any 3D part as a solid, you can go for solid. And then this file name, you need to rename it as so Creo will automatically take it as a part one. If you open this file and if you click on new again, then this part name will be changed as like this two, as a part two. Okay, so we need to rename it this. So I'm going to rename it as beginner underscore tutorial. So here, when you are renaming it, if you add any kind of full stop or comma or any other things here, it will not take as a file name. You only able to add either this minus symbol or this underscore symbol. Okay, so don't try any kind of adding symbols here, so it will not take name like that. It will show error for that. So we can move on with this. And the common name, if you need any common name, you can also fill here. Okay, so this is known as template. So for drawing template, like I'm first unclicking it, and I'll show you what are all templates available in this. As you can see, there are various part templates are available here. So there are MMNS part solid and MMKS. As you can see in SolidWorks, there will be available as MMKS, and solid part, as you can see here also there is MMKS. So the ABS and the Oriel, it's nothing but like absolute and realistic. So it will be like I need to know about those things. So I'll try to put videos on that after I studied about that. Okay, so basically we will use this MMNS part solid ABS. So I will use ABS, or else you can also use this relation or realistic option. So this MMNS part solid will be used by most of them. So if you need to add any description for this part, you can also add here, or like a modeled by, it's nothing but the author name, like who created this drawing. So I'm going to enter this model name as our channel name, and then you can directly click on OK. So yeah, after click on OK, so this is our interface inside our part modeling. Okay, so you will have like model here, you will have analysis, live stimulation, annotate, tools, views, and flexible modeling and application. So these pop-up window, like you will able to see here. So at first it will be like this, and as you can see, there are some like square shaped here. So it's nothing but datum planes. So as this plane is front plane, so this will be the top plane and this will be the right plane. And if you drag like this side will be right plane and this side will be left plane. So let's go for the standard orientation. So here also you can select this right plane, top plane, front plane, and this is nothing but the coordination system, like which like this part, as you can see here, x-axis, y-axis, or z-axis. So that's nothing but the coordination system. So so this pop-up window, so this will be used to zoom in, zoom out. Okay, so that for that purpose it will be used. And for this, it's nothing but shading with reflection, shading with edges. After created your 3D parts, if you need that part, like you don't want to mention all those sharp edges and all those joints, means you can directly go on with shading with reflection. So I'll tell and I'll show all these options after creating the part. And this part, this is nothing but, this option is nothing but the orientation. If you need to go for the back orientation, you can see the black back plane here. And if you go for bottom plane, as you can see, that axis has come down. And front view, left view, it's nothing but the view. It will never change the like any dimensions of the part. Okay, so this is used to see our model in like a different views. Okay, so this is nothing but a view manager. So this I will tell deep about this view manager in upcoming videos, because if I teach you everything in a single video, it is very hard for you to understand. Okay, so I'm just skipping this view manager for now. Then we will able to see that afterwards. And then here, as you can see, this all planes has been visible, right? So this datum planes, this coordination system, you can just turn it off. Like if I unclick this plane display, you can't able to see the planes here. If I unclick this coordination system, you can see that. Okay, so and after creating part, you will able to see the point display, axis display. So if you have created like single axis, means it will be okay for you, but if you have created multiple axis, so it will spoil your entire part. So instead of that, you can directly go and hide these things. Okay, so that that's all, guys. So next thing is about this spin center tool. It's nothing but, you can see here the center point is not not shown here. If you switch it on that, you can directly rotate the part by while hold on the scroll key. You can see the white box here. So that is nothing but we are holding that part, that point, and we are rotating this entire plane. Okay, when you switch off that, you can also click here, and if you rotate means this box will come here. Okay, so there will be no center point for that. If you drag like this entire part will be rotated. It will be not rotated, you can spin like this. Okay, if we turn on this and if you work like that, this model will be rotated, but it is not moving towards any direction. Okay, so let's go for the standard orientation. So here I'm going to start with the sketch portion here. So yeah, so for starting sketch, you can directly go for sketch and you can directly select any planes in which you are going to start your sketch. Directly select a front plane and you can go for this sketch. Don't worry about that. If you select this front plane, this right plane will be highlighted. Your plane, selected plane will be front plane, but this right plane will taken as a reference plane for that. Okay, so instead of doing like this, you can directly select this front plane. Okay, as you can see the highlighted part here, green color. So that is nothing but you have selected the front plane. Directly select this front plane and you can directly go for sketch. There will be no pop-up window shown will be shown there. Okay, as you can enter into the sketch view, as you can see many options here like line, rectangle, circle, constructive mode, center line, point, coordination system, arc, fillet, chamfer. You can see here modify, delete segment. Like there are various parameters here. Okay, once you go in, get into this sketch view, as you can see, the x-axis and y-axis have been created here. Okay, which is nothing but parallel to this front plane. Okay, if you go for this front plane, you can see here this is highlighted. Okay, for this front plane only, this axis will be created. Okay, if you need to sketch here, if you need to draw a circle here, like you need to go here and you can draw a circle. So it will be look like very difficult for us. Okay, if you need to undo any actions, you can use this undo tool here, or else you can just press Ctrl Z, so it will be used as a undo tool here. Or else for better viewing for the sketch, as you can see here, this is known as sketch view. So if you click this part, this entire plane which is visible to us is only the front plane. If you drag like this, as you can see, many planes are available. But if you go for the sketch view, as you can see, only the front plane will be visible. So what we are sketching here, we are only sketching inside of the front plane. Okay. So let's play with some tools here. What are all the tools available here? Okay. So at first, I'm going to use these tools. So here in line, you can see line chain here. So if you click somewhere else, you can drag like this. You can create multiple lines like this. Okay, if you drag like this, as you can see, if you drag like this, as you can see this dotted line here. So this dotted line is like a reference line from the top line. As you can see in bottom also double slash, which is nothing but a parallel option. So bottom line and top line are in a parallel position. If you drag like this, as you can see the straight line option here, so it's nothing but it is mentioning the straight line. It is a straight. Okay, so I'm going to drag like this and click here. I'm going to complete as a rectangle. So after using sketch tool, you can't be able to close this sketch. Okay, so it's if you have drawn a rectangle. Okay, for example, if you draw a rectangle, as you can see, this line is keep on moving with this cursor. Okay, so for that you need to press escape key so that the line option will be closed. Okay, so if you press escape, like as you can see, this line tool is still on active. If you press on escape, this line option will be closed and this select option will be active. So this pink color, as you can see, Once we enter in this line tool, you can see there is no color in this part. Once we click on escape key, you can see the pink color which is highlighted into our sketch. So which is nothing but our sketch has been fully completed. Okay, let's see another example. Here I am going to draw the same rectangle here, but I am going to draw only three sides or four sides, but I'm going to leave like a gap here. Okay, if you click on escape key now, as you can see, these two parts are highlighted, but this part is not highlighted. Okay, so this is only because you have left, as you can see, the red color point here. It is nothing but you can't, you forgot to merge 2 points. Okay, you have to merge 2 points, or you have to create any circle feature here, or arc feature here, or fillet feature here. Okay, so you need to merge this part. So instead, like without getting your part into this pink color, you can't be able to complete your sketch. If I click on this OK button, which is used to close this sketch button, okay, if I click on OK, it will be okay. But if you go for extrude, like we have to select this sketch. Okay, we have to go for placement, sorry. If you go for the sketch and if you go for extrude, as you can see, the sketch is not completed. Okay, so we have to complete our sketch. So let's close this and let's go for, if you have forgot to merge these lines, and if you directly click on OK, whether your sketch option is closed means don't worry about that. This model tree will help you what are all the steps that you have done. If you have added a fillet here or round here or extrude option here, everything will be shown in this model tree. So here we have just done our sketch part only, so the sketch is visible. You can click on this sketch and you can see this edit option, like edit definition. You can click on that, you will be moved to sketch view again. So let's click on the sketch view, so it will be easy for us to only viewing that particular plane. Okay, so now we can also merge this line by drawing a line like this. Okay, or else like yeah, like if you have forgot to do that, you can also use corner tool here. Yeah, like I'll do it again. This corner tool is nothing but if you forgot to place any lines here, if you draw another line here, it is okay. But for more complex parts, if you forget means it is very hard to draw one single line from here to here. Instead of that, you can use corner tool here. So corner tool is nothing but it will make a sharp corner between these two lines. If you like it will work like if you click on this corner option, select this line, control key plus select this line. As you can see, this line will be extended till this corner. So our sketch has been completed. As you can see, all the sides has been covered and this entire part has become pink. So then our sketch is fully defined. So this is how you can use this line option. So then, and another thing, like you can also like this corner tool is still active. You can press escape key or you can directly select this select option. So then this corner like tool will be disabled. Okay. So then you can see some dimensions here like 484.48, 71.56, 62.46. So for this, you have to create some dimension. You have to assign some dimension value for this diagram. Okay, so let's assign, like how to assign dimension for this part. If you double click this dimension value, as you can see, we can edit this value. So I'm going to edit this value as 200, 200 and plus enter. Okay, here this height, same double click and I'm going to enter 80. Okay, you can add, you can also add any kind of value which you want. Okay, so this distance value, so like mostly if you are using some, like if you are creating some part for your practice means use some rounded value. Okay, so as you can see, if I keep my cursor on this value, as you can see here, 42.11. So it is on decimal value, so it will be showing like weak. If you move on here, it will be show as strong. Okay, so try to use some rounded values. So if you have any perfect dimension means it's not a problem, but I'm just saying while you are practicing, try to use this rounded value. Okay. So here, this is how you can change this dimension of this drawing. Okay. So this is how we can use this line tool. Okay. And then in this line itself, we are having some line tangent tool. Let's see, like line tangent tool will be used in circle. So I'll teach you after going for circle tool. So the next one is rectangle. If you go for like a drop down in this rectangle, you can see corner rectangle. Corner rectangle is nothing but you have to select any corner and you have to draw a rectangle like this. Based on that point which you have selected, the rectangle will be moved. Okay. So this is how you will create this rectangle part. And slanted rectangle is nothing but at first you need to draw a line like this. You have to select the first point and the second point, and then you can drag like this. Okay. This is how you will create this slanted rectangle. And then while pressing the escape key, you can also add this angle value. Okay, like in which angle the rectangle should be bended, and the distance and the breadth, height, and everything will be can be edited by you. Okay. The next one is center rectangle. Center rectangle is nothing but you have to select the center point, and then by dragging this, as you can see, all the four edges are moving along with the center point. Okay, and you can just click here, and then the rectangle tool will be closed. Okay, so the next one is parallelogram. Parallelogram is also similar to this slanted rectangle. At first, you need to select the first point, and you need to select this end point. And if you drag like this, as you can see, this rectangle tool will be done as a parallelogram. Okay. So this is how you can use this rectangle tool. So the next one is circle tool. In this drop down, you can see there are four circles here. The first one is nothing but center point circle. You need to select the center point and then you can drag like this. Okay, and like this. So this is how you will use this center point circle. And then concentric circle. Concentric circle is nothing but you can't create a new circle. If you click on this circle which is previously there, if you click on this circle and if you drag like this, it will be automatically moved. And if you click here and you can move here, like you can make n number of circles here. Okay. So this is how this concentric circle tool will be used. So the next one is 3-point circle. So for this 3-point, you can also create a point like this and then you can draw a circle. We need to fix the 3-point, like first point, second point. Circle will be created and you have to fix the circle with the third point. So then the circle will be placed. And the fourth option is nothing but 3-tangent circle. So this 3-tangent circle, like how it works means like we have to create this like edge like structure, and you have to select this surface and you have to select this surface, and you can see the circle is created based on the tangency of these three sides. Okay, like if we need then I forgot to tell you, like if we need to delete any unwanted sections, like if I press escape key, as you can see many parts have been highlighted here but some parts are not highlighted here. So here we need to delete the unwanted segment. As you can see here, there is a circle placed inside this rectangle, so we have to complete this as a single sketch. Okay, you can directly go for delete segment, click this, and you can create like a sketch. Okay, if you are like imagine like you are having a pen with your hand, like if you click this and you can have a like you can draw like this and you can delete the unwanted segments. Okay, so here now also this product will not the part and sorry the sketch will not become pink color. As you can see the corner edges here, these two edges are merging at a single point. So delete segment, we have to select this line. As you can see, all these edges are covered and there is only one line. There is no overlapping in those lines. If you press escape key, as you can see, this part is fully defined. Okay. So same like this, Here, as you can see, we have drawn many concentric circle, but inside that there are some more lines in this rectangle. So we have to delete these rectangle lines like this. You can draw a line like this. And then if you press on escape key, you can see every part has been highlighted. And here also you need to delete some lines here. And then I don't want this outer circle. And then I'm going to press escape key. Now you can see every part has been highlighted. For circle also, you can edit the dimension by double clicking it by assigning it radius. Okay, 160, 200, 250. So like this, you can do it. But as you can see, this dimension has been overlapping. Like you have to move your cursor for this dimension, and then you can able to see that this dimension is for the outer circle, like as it is highlighted, right? So if I move to this dimension, as you can see, it is for the secondary concentric circle which we have created. So as you can see, it is overlapping. Let's see in this diagram, as you can see, there is only one diameter, so it is showing as a separate diameter here. As you can see here also some dimensions are overlapping. So for that, you can click this and you can move like this. Okay. So by separating these dimension, it will be very easy for us to understand like what we have created. If you see this diameter, now it will be very easy for you. Like as you can see, this 60 is for this circle, 20 is this for this circle, to 250 is for this circle. Okay, so this is how you will use this circle tool. So the next one is arc tool. Let's go for this. As you can see, which are the options available in this arc tool. The first one is 3-point tangent end. So at first we need to select a point, and we have to select a point. So that's all. Our arc has been created. So this is how you will create a arc, or else you can also select a point in somewhere else, and you can select a point here and you can drag like this. So this is how we can use the 3-point tangent end arc. So the next one is center and its ends. So center and its is nothing but you need to select like here up to here, and then you can, it's nothing but like a mechanism which we will use like while we are studying school, colleges, we will use compass, right? So at first, like while we are using compass, we will place the sharp edge in that center of that page. Okay, so like that only we need to place the first point. And as you can see, we after fixing the length, we will like we will push the pencil towards the paper, right? So that's nothing but the second click that we are using. And then we can move like this, and also we can draw like this. Okay, so this is how you will use this arc tool, like center and ends. So the next one is nothing but tangent arc. Tangent arc is nothing but you have to select yeah, you have to select these two lines, and then you can make arc feature for this. Okay, so this is how this tangent arc will work. So the next one is concentric arc. Concentric arc is nothing but similar to the concentric circle. You have to select the arc which is already created, and you can use this as a center point. Like instead of creating another center point, you can directly use this tool. Okay, so the next one is conic arc. Conic arc is nothing but it's not a kind of circular arc. It's nothing but there's a cone shaped arc. Okay, for that you need to select two lines or 2 points like this, and also you can adjust it by your own. It cannot be made as a circular arc. Like once again, I'm telling you this. It will be made as a different shape, as a conical shape. If you drag like this, you can able to see it is on a conical shape. You can drag like this, and if you need to add any dimension radius for this, you can also add here. Okay, by double clicking it. Okay, so this is how this arc tool works. And the next one is ellipse. Ellipse, like if we go for ellipse, like it has two type of ellipse, like axis end ellipse. Axis end ellipse is nothing but we have to click the start point and we have to click the end point, where it will be taken as a center line, and then by using that center line we can also create like a ellipse here. Okay, so this is how, and then also you can adjust this dimension like uh, like this length and this height. Okay, so this will be the distance from this center line, so it's okay. Distance from this y-axis. Okay, if you need this model like uh, like I'm dragging this, if you need this center point to be placed in this y-axis, you can directly change this as 0, and then you can see the distance from this ellipse center point and the distance to this y-axis will be 0. So that is nothing but our center point is placed on that y-axis. Okay, so the next ellipse is nothing but center and axis ellipse. It's nothing but center circle. Like by clicking on this center point, by clicking on this point, we will able to create the center of that ellipse, and then we can drag at any direction we need to create that ellipse. Okay, so if I'm going to create like a slanted ellipse as an angle, so I'm going to click on that surface like after fixing that position, and I'm going to drag like this. So like this also you can use this ellipse tool. Okay, okay, so we have completed our line tool, rectangle tool, circle, arc, ellipse. Okay, so now then we can go for the spline tool. So spline, spline is nothing but you can create by your own. It's nothing but you can create if you need to draw a line or like a curved line structure by your own. It's nothing but like we will draw something with our pencil in note, right? Like something like I'll show you how this works. At first you need to select a point, and you will be able to select the secondary point like this, like a curved structure. Based on that first point and the second point, it will be able to, we can create like this, like the shape which we need to create like this. Okay, so this is how you will use this spline tool. Like you may have some questions if we create a spline tool like this, like after getting last point, like after placing the last point itself, it's like the spline edge will continue on moving with this cursor. Okay, it's nothing but the line tool. Okay, for line tool also, after placing the last point, the line tool will automatically moving with the cursor itself. So you need to just press the escape key, and then this spline tool will be closed. Okay, so this is how this spline tool works. And the next one is fillet tool. So as you can see many drawings here, so I'm just going to delete all this by selecting entire part and just clicking delete. Okay, let's go for the sketch view again. So here I'm going to draw a center rectangle for creating a fillet option. Yeah, let's assign some dimension of 200 and 100. Okay, so here I'm like fillet tool. There are like a two type of edges. At first one is fillet and the next one is chamfer. Like fillet is nothing but you can see sharp edges here. So for making these sharp edges into some curved edges, we need to use fillet tool. Okay. Instead of this curved edges, by when we can use some slanted edges here by adding some we can also add angle for that, or else it will be taken as a common as a 45-degree angle. We can adjust the distance. Okay, by clicking that, I'll show you how this works. At first we can create these two edges as a fillet and then these two edges as a chamfer. So okay, as you can see, circular trim, first fillet option. So at first for fillet option we need to select a line and control key plus select this line. As you can see, it is turned as a round feature. And by clicking escape key, you can also edit this radius value. So it will be it will increase the bend radius. Okay, like like a s- like a like a curved edges. Okay, it will increase the radius. So next one is nothing but circular trim. Okay, for that also we need to select these two. Okay, so this will be the radius the same. I'm going to assume as 30. Okay, now press on escape key. Now let me ask a question, like what is the difference between the circular and circular trim? If we go for a circular, like we have made this radius as a circular, right? And we have made this as a circular trim. So circular is nothing but we will remove, like we are not removing, we are just recreating the sharp edges into this curved edges. Okay, as you can see the rectangle structure in the dotted line itself. But in circular trim, we will delete that dotted lines. Instead of taking that as a reference, we will create another radius for that. Okay, so this is how this circular fillet and circular trim fillet tool will work. And the same on the other end for the elliptical also. For elliptical, like it will be for circular trim, it will be taken as a rounded. For elliptical, it will look like a ellipse. Okay, in that in this we can't able to change the like a radius for that curve. Instead of that, we can change the distance for this ellipse. Here we can change it as a 20. Here we can change it as a 50. Okay, as you can see, it is turned into the helical shape. Okay, sorry, elliptical shape. Okay, so this is how it works. And elliptical trim also like the same which we have discussed before. Like yeah, if I add a value of 50 here, sorry, yeah, if I add a value of 20 here. So the same also, as you can see, the dotted lines are not available here. As you can see, the dotted lines are available here. The reference of the rectangle has been taken for the normal elliptical fillet, and that the rectangle reference has been expelled, like exposed in this elliptical trim. Okay, so this is how this elliptical trim will work. So I'm going to select all these and I'm going to delete this. So instead of scribbling like this, like you can also use the select option. You can drag like this, select this entire part and directly click on delete. Okay, so go for the sketch view again. So here I am going to draw another rectangle like this, and here I'm going to use a chamfer tool. Chamfer is like it has only two types, chamfer and chamfer trim. Like the same we have seen in fillet, right? Circular and circular trim. Here also we need to select one edge, control key plus select another edge. As you can see, this angle value will be 45, which will be taken as a default value. Okay, so here you can change the dimension as 20 and here also 20. So where the sharp edges has been turned into like a slanted edges. Okay, so this is how this chamfer tool will work, and the same for the chamfer trim. For chamfer trim also we need to select this, control key plus select this, so it has been trimmed, right? So here, as you can see, here the dotted lines are visible, which has been taken as a rectangle as a reference. Here it is not as been taken as a reference. Okay, so this is how this chamfer tool works. Okay, so I'm going to delete all these and let's see the next options which are available. So let's see the text at the final. Like I forgot to teach you about that tangent, line tangent. Like I forgot. I'll say like I will explain later after starting the circle, but we have ended the circle session also. So here, this line chain we have already seen. We will draw multiple lines by creating our own points like this. But yeah, but if we click on this line tangent option, we can draw a line. So we can't be able to draw a line by our own. We need to click a circle entity and we need to drag like this, and we need to click on the top position. But for that also we need to select a point. Okay, or else like let's create two more circles here. If like at the top side I'm going to use the normal line option, on the bottom I'm going to use line tangent option. Let's see what is the difference between these two lines. Okay, at first I'm going to draw a line like this. As you can see, it is taken as a tangent, but I'm going to merge this circle by like this line, direct line option. Here in this circle, I am going to make it as a line tangent option. Let's see how it works. Okay. At first, we need to select a circle, and for the other end, we have to select the other circle. As you can see, these two positions, as you can see here, like press escape key. As you can see here, it is constrained based on the point of entry. Okay, like this point is based on by us. Like we have clicked here, so that only this line has been created from this point. So as you can see at the bottom, as you can see here, it is based on the tangency of that circle. So as you can see, this curve line, and it will be directly moved to the straight line. So this is how this line tangent tool will be worked. Okay. So the next one is text. Text we will see text at the end, because you have to see these options first. So then text, it will be very easy after seeing these options. Okay. So the next one is nothing but offset. So offset, I'll show you how it works. At first, like we have created the rectangle, and we have provided some dimensions like 50 and 60. Okay. So let's delete all these. Okay, let's focus only on this. I'm going to select 60 here. So we have given some dimension here. So if we need to create this exact rectangle on the other dimensions, so if I need to create this rectangle again, I have to draw like this, and I have to merge like this. And if this distance need to be 10, or this distance need to be 80, okay, this distance need to be 50, 60. As you can see, there is some issue like this, like from here till here it will be a value of 10, but from here till here it will be a different value. Like I need to recreate this particular rectangle, but as a different dimension, but as the same length and this breadth ratio. Here I have selected 50, and here I have selected 60. So the difference will be like a value of 10. So here also it should be the same. Okay, like I'll show you how this works first, and then so at first we need to select the offset option, and then you can see the pop-up window will show like this, whether it is a single or chain or loop. Let's see single. Okay, first, like if we click on this line, right, so we have selected single, right, so it will be take as a single line. This arrow mark is nothing but we are going to replicate this line towards bottom. Okay, so like when we click on this arrow mark, we can't change this arrow mark because this is as a default value. Okay, so here if I'm going to enter a value of 10, and then yeah, let's click here. As you can see at the distance, let's close this. As you can see, at the distance of 10, the same line, the same length of the line will be replicated again. Okay, so this is how offset tool will work. So let's delete this line. Let's go how this chain tool is working. So for that chain tool, you have to select the first point, control key plus second point. As you can see, another menu manager here. So these two lines only selected, but we have to select this entire part, right? So we need to select, go for the next. If you click on next means you can see all the edges have been selected. So now let's click on accept. After clicking accept, this entire part will be offset. Okay. So here you can see this inner arrow. If you click a value of 10 and then click on OK, as you can see, at the distance of 10, the same length and height of the rectangle, like this distance will be 10, right? So here also it will be 10, and here also it will be 10. So all these distance will be the 10. Okay. So this is how this chain loop will work. Okay. So now if I need to create this chain loop option, if I need to create this rectangle at the outer of this rectangle, okay, so go for offset, and I'm going to select chain again, select this line, control key, press select this, and I'm going to click on next and then accept it. So if I need to create this rectangle as a bigger rectangle, like outside this rectangle, as you can see, the arrow is inside. So if you enter any value as a positive value, it will be taken as a like a smaller part. Okay. So how we can do that? So for that, like it's nothing but simple. Okay, simple idea, guys. So this arrow mark is towards inside. So if we put some positive value, it will take us inside. So if we put negative value, it will create rectangle on the outside. Okay, let's try by -10. Okay, and then click on OK. As you can see, the outer rectangle has been created with a distance of 10. With this distance as 10, and this distance also 10. So this is how we can use this offset option. Okay. So now let's delete all these. So as you can see, this datum points, planes, and entirely it has been shuffled. So I'm going to close this sketch and delete this sketch. I'm going to create another sketch for the front view. Now you can see front plane is visible good. Okay. So here, let's go for this center line point and coordination system. Coordination system will not be mostly used here. So I'm going on with the center line point. Okay. So here I'm going to draw a center circle like this. Okay. So here also I need to draw a center circle like this. Like it has both equal constraints. So if I change the radius or diameter like to 60, this circle diameter also will get reduced because we have make taken an equal constraint for these two circles. Okay. So this is how it works. So if if I need to I'll delete this circle. Like if I need to create a point or if I need to measure something, like I need to draw another line from this circle at a distance of somewhere else. Okay. So for that we need to create a point, and by using that point we can create another circle. Okay. So as you can see, there are only some dimensions are visible like this and this. So the circle from the x-axis, circle from the y-axis, circle from the x-axis, and this point from this horizontal plane. Okay, but I need a distance from this circle midpoint to the point that we have created. So for that, for taking, like Creo will automatically recognize some of the dimensions only. For our own reference, we have to create some more dimension. For that, there's an option called dimension. So we need to click on this dimension and select this center point, control key, plus select the point or select the entity which from where to till you need that distance. Okay. After selecting these 2 points, click the cursor like a scroll button. As you can see the distance here. So this is how you can add a dimension for this, and also you can edit this point as 120, and then you can draw another circle like this. So this is an example for the point tool, because this point tool will be used in various section, like for using this spline tool, or if you need to create a spline. Okay, spline like this. So for this you will have some specific dimensions for that. So yeah, let's delete that. So instead of that, if we plot a point like this, and if we assigned some height value for these points, like let's see, I'm going to assign this height and another dimension for this height and another height for this. So this will be the point on entry. So if we change this point, it will be changed automatically. So we don't want to change that. So let's enter 80 here, 180 here, 80 here, 180. Yeah. So let's delete this, all this circle. It's spoiling our diagram. So here, if you created all these points, if you directly go for spline, and you can directly place like this. So this is how you can use this point tool. Okay. So it will be, this point tool will not interrupt in your diagram. Like if you draw a line here, it will interrupt your sketch. Okay. If you draw a circle like this, it will interrupt your sketch. But you can keep multiple points like this. It will not create any impact for your diagram or for your model. Okay. So this point is only visible in the sketch view or part view. So while you go for assembly, there is a point called this. If you click on this point and if you click on OK, so sorry, our sketch has been not completed. So I forgot that. Okay, so let's continue. So if I use this point and if I use this point, the difference will between these 2 points is nothing but this point will be visible only in the sketch mode and the extrude mode. Like while assembling all this point like which you have created here, so that point will be visible like till assembly, like after assembly also the point will be visible. Okay, so this is how this point tool will work. Okay, so the next one is center line. So for using that center line tool, I'm going to create a center rectangle like this. The center line is nothing but a reference line. Like this will be a center line, and this will also be a center line or a reference line. So I'm going to draw a center line like this, vertical center line or a slanted center line. You have to draw a center line like this, and if you select this part, and if you go for mirror option is nothing but you will mirror this entire part based on this center line to the other side. If I click on this mirror option, to this, we have to click the center line. You can see this entire part is mirrored by this center line on the other side. So this is how this mirror tool and center line will work. Okay. Okay, so that's all. Delete segment, corner, and these all, it's nothing but constraint. Like if you draw a line, okay, but you have to work on this, guys. Like everything I will teach now, I will explain now. If you listen to this, like it will be forgot. Like it will like you can't be able to recall everything you, just by listening to this video. Okay, so you have to work on this. Like after seeing this video, you can open your own Creo software or yeah, any other thing. Like you can open that software and you can open that and you can use these tools. You can add any dimensions, so nothing will happen. You can create n number of parts by your own. Okay, so you have to work on all these tools, but only by listening to this to my video you can't be able to get anything. You have to work by your own. Okay, so let's draw a line like this and let's draw another line like this. Okay, so if we need to make these two line as a equal distance, so if I have entered a value of 120 here. Okay, so if you need to make this line also as a equal constraint which you have created for this line, you can directly, like you can directly go for this equal, select this line and select this line. As you can see, this line, this line length of 120 will be the length of this line also. So this is how you can use this equal constraint. So like that only, like midpoint, coincident, tangent, vertical, horizontal, perpendicular, symmetric, parallel. So you can use all these constraints. If I teach on every single tool, like it will be very hard for you to remember. So you guys need to work on this and how this single tool is working. You can go on with all the tools which are available in this okay, available in this bar. You can explore anything. Okay, so that it will be very easy for you. So the next one is like I forgot to teach you about the text. Okay, so let's go on for the text tool. So this text is nothing but we are going to create a 3D text. Okay, so for that, for after clicking this text tool, it is asking us to place the first point, start point, and you have to draw a line like this. So this will be the distance of the text. Okay. After dragging like this, you can see dotted line here, but there will be another pop-up window which will be opened on this other side. So here we have to enter the text. So I'm going to enter this text as creoclasses as the channel name. And then you don't want to use any position yet, so we can also replace it by our own. Okay, now I'm going to click on OK. So now you can see it is created on the vertical side. So I need it to be the horizontal side. So no problem, just press escape. So okay, then select your sketch, select this text. Okay, after selecting this, you can also change the rotate and resize option here, or else you can go here. Now you can see this rotate and resize option is available now. You can click on that. So another window will open. So here you can see you can drag like this, and then you can reduce the scale here. Okay, you can reduce the scale here. You can also add a value by your own 0.5 or 0.3. It's okay. Then click on OK. So this is how you will create a text here, and then you can also height, like adjust the height of this like 300. Okay, and then the distance. So providing dimension is very important. So I'm going to place this on the axis itself, vertical and horizontal axis. So I'm keeping as 0 0 value. So this is how this entire sketch tool will work. Okay, if I forgot something to explain, I'll remind me. I will put another video for you to explain. Okay, and then I forgot to tell about this constructive mode. Okay, if you are creating a line like this, okay, or rectangle like this. Oh, okay, I have another example. Like if you are creating a circle like this, and if you are creating another small circle, like it's like a wheel disc pad, or you can take anything. Okay, so you have to create some several circles here, like 1 2 3 4 5 6, like 8. You have to create 8 circles here. For that, they will provide some circle diameter as your reference circle. So based on this reference circle only, you can able to draw a circle. So if you create one real circle for this, and if you create 8 more circles like this, I will show you. So now you have to delete all these segments. Okay, yeah, you have to delete all these segments to complete your sketch. Okay, so instead of that, I'll teach you once I complete this. Okay, now you can see our part is created, but by this also you can also create the circle by your own. But I'll tell the other cases like how this constructive mode will work. So here in this part you have created another circle with the same circle tool itself. Okay. Here now I'm going to go for the constructive mode. If you click on this, if you make this active as a constructive mode, every option, like every line tool that you are creating, it will be like a dotted line. So where we will be taking this as a reference only. This will not like it will not create any impact on your sketch. Okay, now let's delete this document. Now, like after placing the constructive mode, you can draw a circle, and also you can also adjust dimension for this circle also. Okay, I'm going to add 600 as this radius. So now let's go for circle, and you can draw like this. But you have to turn off the constructive mode when we are going for that. Okay. So this is how this constructive mode will work. Okay, this is entirely for your reference only. Okay, so yeah, that's all, guys. So after completing our sketch, either it may be our text or it may be a normal rectangle or it may be a circle. Let's assign a value of 200, 1300, 1300. Okay, after completing the sketch, press on escape key. So then only whether your whether your sketch has been fully completed or not, you can able to see that. If we click on OK, you can see our sketch part has been completed. So if you need to convert this into 3D, you can directly go for extrude. Okay. After getting extrude, your part will be view like this. As you can see the yellow color dot here, it will be able to drag our extruded part, like how long we need as a length as a extruded 3D. Okay. So here instead of dragging like this, you can there's a like a two ways how to add values length for that. Here also you can add a value as a length, or else here also you can also add a value as a length. Okay. So this is how you will make it as a 3D. So here in this extrude tool, okay, I made it as a text. Okay, so there is no surface option enabled in this part. So I'll show how the surface option work for another diagram. So okay, so let's close this. Okay, now let's go for the front plane, go for the sketch, go for the sketch view. Here I'm going to draw, yeah, a rectangle feature on the other side like this. Let's assign a value 200. Sorry, let's make it as a bigger. Okay, 600 and 300. This distance 700 and this also 700. So after completing our sketch, you can see the pink color here. So now we can move on for the extrude and selecting that sketch, going for the extrude. Okay, if you go on like this, you can see surface option here. So solid and surface. Solid is nothing but our part is entirely filled. Okay, surface is nothing but it will be look like a sheet metal. Okay, it's look like a sheet where the thickness will be very low. You can also add a thickness, but whether it will be only applicable on the solid only. Okay, so like dragging this, you can extend this okay 3D length, or else you can also put a value for it. So I'm going with the solid. So here you can see the part which we have created is extruded. Okay, sorry, is extruded from the plane which we have sketched. Okay, so as you can see here, so we have drawn sketch here. As you can see, the light green part here, that's our sketch. So it is extruded from the sketch to the front side. Okay, if we need the part to be extruded on both the sides, means you can see the depth here, depth option. You can select this symmetric option. It will be extruded symmetrically on both sides on the sketch plane. Okay, so this plane is nothing but a sketch plane. If you need to extrude on both the sides, can click on this and it will be our symmetric extrude. If you add a value of 1000 here, sorry, yeah, 1000 here, where this distance, like from this plane to this end, it will be 500, and from this plane to this end, it will be 500. So this is how it will be split. And the next one is nothing but through all option. Through all, sorry, extruded up to the next surface. If we have any more parts, like if you have any more parts here, or if you have created any circle here, if you click on this up to the next surface, it will be extruded up to the next surface where the other part has been placed. Now we don't have any other part, so it will not able, we will not able to use this option. So the next one is through, sorry, so yeah, extrude to the intersect with all the surface. It's nothing but the through all option. It will be extruded through all entire part. Okay, so this is how you need to come up with the by using this option by your own. Okay, so or else if you are not like if you are not came to know about how this extrude tool works, means You can see in my videos, like in every videos, I will use the extrude tool, and you can see the various tools which I have used so that you can be able to come up with that. If I can't be able to create some separate for part for that, and I can't spend more time on this. Okay, so sorry for that. So here we can go for this blind option. In this blind option, if you need this part to be extruded on the back side, you can directly flip this arrow so it will be more towards back side. Or else you can drag like this also, okay, like front and back. So okay, another one more question. So if we have symmetric extrude here, like we have done before itself, like 1200 or 1000, okay, 1000. From this plane to this, it will be 500. From this to this, it will be 500. So if I have another like dimension, I need from this front plane to this edge, I need is this axis 700, and from this plane to the back side, I just need as a 300. So for that, you have to go for options. So here it is showing as a symmetric, and for that we need to change it as a blind, or else you can change here also. So this blind side will be 1000. So that will be our base value. So here I am going to change it as a 700 as a new dimension. And on the side 2, which is nothing but the back side. Here also you need to click on blind, and here you can add this balance 300 value. As you can see, from here till this front plane it will be 700, at the back side it will be 300. You can change it as by your own. Okay, if you need to add any tapper for that part, okay, okay, you can also add tapper value. If I add a value of a 3 here, as you can see, this edge is big and this edge is very small. Let's go on with the big values like 8. So now you can able to see, right? So this is how this tapper option will work. Okay. So then the next one is nothing but remove material option. Remove material option is nothing but uh okay. I'll show with another example itself. Okay. Like if I'm going to select or if I'm going to select this front plane view itself, I'm going for sketch, I'm going for the sketch view. Here I'm going to create a hole at this surface. Okay. Here I'm going to assign a value of 200, and this distance as 150, and this distance as 1010. Okay. Now click on OK. Now if I'm going to extrude this, as you can see here, when if we drag like this, we can't able to create a hole on this extruded part. If we click on remove material option, you can see it has been created a hole here. It is nothing but we are removing the material for that from that extruded part, and then we can directly click on OK. So this is how this extrude tool will work. So let's delete this. And I have to teach you one more thing here. Okay, let's go for this extrude itself. If, like I said before, we can use surface here. As you can see, we can't able to add a thickness for that. But instead of this solid part itself, we can add a thickness. Okay, go for solid, and here you can see the thickness option here. So by using the thickness option, you can't be able to use a taper option here. So if I need a thickness value of 10, you can see our part has been become. So it's nothing but a solid part, but we are adding some thickness to our part. So here also, if you add a value of 20, as you can see, it's a solid part, but it has some thickness. Okay. So as you can see, another option from this here also. Okay. So I'll show you. If we go for the front view, so as you can see, this edge, so it's like a green color. I think you guys can able to see. This green color is nothing but our sketch, which is nothing but this outer line. Okay, if we select this, it will be moved for outer extrude. Okay, so this will be symmetric extrude. Now you guys can able to see this line, right? It will be symmetric. If you click on this, it will be like this outer line, and this extruder will be happen on the inside. If you click again this, it will be moved towards outside. So this is how this entire extrude tool will work. So yeah, that's all. So let's click on OK. So here we have discussed today about sketch tool and extrude tool. Okay, so tomorrow at the next video we can see about in sketch view itself we may have some more options, or else in this view itself we will have some common tools like revolve, sweep, swept, blend, hole, round, chamfer. Okay, draft, shell, rib, pattern. Here also we will get mirror option. Okay, project and boundary blend. So there are various options here, guys. At first, this will be the basic thing. So at first, I'll recommend you to practice this so then we can come up with the upcoming sessions, and then you will be able to know about what these tools are exactly used. Okay, so that's all, guys. Thanks for watching. So if you want more videos related to mechanical engineering or any other content, you can comment below. So, okay, guys, bye. We'll see you in next video.